Once again, it's your boy Diablo, Lickerdale, South Florida, you know. And we're in the early month of January 2013, and we just had a bit of a historic event, if you will. I'm talking about Boston's own Slapshot came and played in Churchill's. Now then, it was a great show, but anytime you talk about the hardcore scene, especially with such a outspoken band, there's bound to be some controversy, and I'll address that. But first and foremost, there's an issue that came up in terms of their banner getting stolen, and some people implicated that I might have had something to do with it. And when the subject came up, I asked the very same people, well, why would somebody even do such a thing? And we'll get into that. But before we go any further, I'd like to present the Colorblind Cutthroats banner, which is a band that I'm a part of, though it's inactive at present, and that would be Exhibit A. Exhibit A, Colorblind Cutthroats banner. Now you see, it has some esoteric symbols, if you will, that's peculiar to our movement and our culture. Stomp racism, got boots, symbol of skinheads, as you know, anti-fascist, anti-racist skinheads, and so forth. So there's plenty of people that would like to have our banner on the ground in their clubhouse or wherever they might assemble, you know, or maybe as a doormat, in fact. So guess what? When we play a show, being that it has to do with our crew and our movement, this ain't just a band to us, this ain't just music to us. You know, we're gonna make sure that we put our band up and take it down, and we are well aware of it. If so, it begs the question, a band like Slapshot, the infamy that that band has, as a result of what? Well, outspoken stances on behalf of the Choke. And you can't separate the band from the stance and from the message. And when you start examining it, and you start looking at this fella, and I love Slapshot, mind you, as a band. Everybody knows that. I'm thankful for Roger for bringing him down. But that doesn't absolve the man from some of the things he said. Now, there's a lot of problems with Slapshot playing and not acknowledging that they had in fact been to Miami before and say this is the first time they played and all this kind of stuff. These young kids might not know it, but they came down to Miami before, and you know, he got a little out of line and he got tuned up. You know, one of my guys, Jack Boots, from the old days, knock him out. You know, that's history, man. In my era, I'd try to go to a show, myself and Dennis, other folks, we had a whole show for them and they didn't show up. And the same thing happened like a couple more times from the way I remember. And you can do your history documentation if you wish, but that's the history. Now, for this man to get up there and say, oh, we never played in Miami, for us, it's disrespect to our scene, because in fact, you have played here before. But going on from that, I don't mind, because why? As soon as I asked Choke afterwards about the fuck New York and all this other stuff he's saying, you know, oh, people gotta have a sense of humor and stuff like that. Brother, you gotta have a sense of humor, huh? Well, you gotta have a sense of humor. Damn, you got this banner up there, says your name on it, says your city on it. Well, you don't think that somebody might have the idea to go ahead and grab a hold of it for you? You're too busy after your show going to the back room to be straight edge. You know, you go ahead and leave your banner unattended. Which brings us to Exhibit B. So, there you have the banner, brother. Who stole it? I stole it, brother. Yeah, it was me. And with good reason. In my predecessor's time, they might have went ahead and jumped on you as they did. But Choke, hey brother, I respect you as a musician, and I love Slapshot. I hear you're a hairdresser. I'm not too bad on some shears myself. Now then, let's go further into the examination of Slapshot's music. And this man says we're supposed to have a sense of humor. When you say Boston to me, hardcore, straight edge, ain't nothing funny about that to me. And I've been in Boston many times, and everybody knows that's my favorite city in the Northeast. I love those guys. And if you're not FSU and you're from Boston, I really don't see you, I'll be honest with you. And I already asked about Choke and Slapshot. The band is a joke. The band is a joke, all that shit they talking. You're gonna say fuck New York, but from what I hear, they don't play there. Now then, this same son of a gun is the one who, when I was a young man, Slapshot Punk's Dead Your Next picture of Waddy with a rifle sight. You don't think that's encouraging violence against punk rockers on behalf of skinheads? Of course. How many people have got beat up for the thing? But wait a minute, Waddy, that son of a gun, he'll go in New York City and play Fuck the USA. He'll go all across the whole country and play, from what I heard, and get jumped by skins and fight and pick up the mic and keep playing. That's what I heard, you know? So that being said, man, I got more respect for Waddy on that matter. Now we're going on. Stars and Stripes. I loved it. I had the vinyl. I bought it in Cowtown, South Beach, about 1989 or so, whenever it came out. You know, our heads are shaped for battle. That's what we're gonna do. Our docs are made for kicking. He'll kick the shit out of you. What does he say in the second verse? What's the matter with all our skins? Causing fights and beating up punks. Punks do nothing, give us a bad name. We gotta fight if we wanna survive. Heads are shaped for battle. So yeah, the man definitely talking about beating up punks and everything like that. So some shit you talking, if you're taking it as a joke, it's definitely turning into real violence within the scene over the years. And then straight edge in your face. You don't belong to the human race. Kill anyone with a beer in his hand, cause if you drink, you're not a man. You know, is it a joke? They say in the video, my brother Nate say, hey, SSD control, that fella Hank, he'll knock you out. You see you drinking at an underage show, whatever it is. Our guy AJ, one of the seniors at West Palm, older than me, in those days in the 80s, he went to CBGB. And don't you know, he outside the club smoking a cigarette. Ray Capo knocked his ass out. He didn't know who he was. That's a report we heard back. So we definitely took straight edge, and certain people, though we never really saw it, as something that, yeah, it could be something people fight about. And we know that that is the case. So now he's stirring up all that there. So, you know, you're such a hated band and everything, such a controversial figure. Hey, brother, it's your fault for leaving that banner unattended, you see. And if it wasn't for Roger, brother, I wouldn't give it back. Believe me when I tell you. And hey, not for nothing, they're a good band. They sound real good. It's unfortunate that they mired in so much controversy and want to backpedal, because they impress me a lot. And the man, he got some moves for older guy. I see he doing stuff like this. He can't move like me though. He can't do all this kind of stuff. He can't do none of that. So that brings me to the final point, which is, I got a new band. I tell you, in South Florida, we keep making the bands and switching off band members. We don't stay in the same band. That's how we do it down here. I got a new one called Foot Soldier, brother. And if you want to settle it with me, Choke, I'm going to give the banner back tonight to Roger, you see, on behalf of him. And I thank you for coming and doing a great show. But if you want to settle it, I know you ain't trying to fist fight nobody. I'll challenge you to a split 7-inch. Foot Soldier versus Slapshot. Brother, you heard it here first. Well, this is Diablo Lickadale signing out. I suppose that's about it. So, hey, Choke, like I said, sense of humor.